Broadband Cable, in cooperation with the South Union Township Supervisors, presents the South Union Township Sports Network. Today, via tape delay from the Mars Athletic Complex here in Mars, Pennsylvania, the Laurel Highlands girls soccer team opens up the WPIAL playoffs, taking on the Mars Planets. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay, and we welcome you aboard for tonight's girls WPIAL high school soccer game. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Atlantic Broadband Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, I'm Brian Morozak with Jerry Dupay, and we'll be back with the lineups for both teams after these messages.
Sportsmanship in the stands, you are providing a sound example for students as well as representing.
Welcome back to the Mars Athletic Complex. Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay. Tonight, a girls WPIAL AAA first-round matchup. The 15th-seeded Laurel Highlands Mustangs, 8-7-1 overall, 6-6 out of Section 3 in AAA, taking on the number 2 seed, the Mars Planets. The Planets 13-1 overall, 10-0 in conference play. Blair Gerlach is the head coach of the Mars Planets. Of course, Dave Sahida, the head coach of the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. The Mustangs being introduced right now. Laurel Highlands playing a 4-4-2 here today with Abby Beatty and Sydney Chino up front. Aaron Reed, Erica Tarr, Kate Sutton, and Kristen Marmel in the midfield. Abby Miller, Hallie Jameson, Nina Nickman, and Macy Valak on that back line for Laurel Highlands, and Anna Sepik in goal. The Mustangs going with 4 seniors, 4 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 1 freshman in their starting lineup tonight. The Mustangs entering this game after a tough 7-1 conference loss in their conference finale at Bell Vernon a week ago on Monday. In fact, the Mustangs have lost back-to-back games. They also fell 4-1 to Mount Pleasant, a game we brought you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. With the Mustangs girls team, much like the Laurel Highlands boys team, certainly has been plagued with injuries this season. A couple of starters, including Bryn Lilly, Grace Chambers, and Maggie Cunningham out of the lineup here today, leaving Laurel Highlands a little bit shorthanded. The Mustangs and their away Reds with white numbers here today, and Anna Sepik in the black keeper kit with white numbers. Now for the Mars Planets, like Laurel Highlands, Mars also playing a 4-4-2 here today, with Caroline Robleski, a freshman, and Allison Scaletta, a senior, up front. Maggie Williams will be in the midfield wearing number 13. Watch out for Williams. We'll be seeing a lot of her tonight. She had a hat trick in the penultimate conference game of the season for Mars against Franklin Regional about a week and a half ago. Anna Kerpakis also in the midfield wearing number 24 for Mars here today, along with freshman Aaron Rogers wearing number 32 and Taylor Hamlet wearing number 38. Hamlet, a sophomore. On the back line, you'll see number 7, Gracie Dunaway, a freshman. Number 17, Caitlin Petrozinski, a junior. Number 21, Elise Tasik, a senior. And number 41, Ellie Caulfield, a freshman. In goal will be number 12, Claire Valentine, a junior. Mars going with 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 4 freshmen in their starting lineup today. And don't let their youth fool you at all. Again, Mars has only conceded 6 goals all season long. 4 of those goals actually in one game against one of the top teams from 4A, Upper St. Clair. They lost a 4-1 decision to Upper St. Clair. That was their only loss so far this season. We'll now pause for the national anthem here at the Mars Athletic Complex as the Mustangs get set to take on the Planets. And we'll be back with the start of tonight's match right after this on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Good luck to the Mustangs from the South Union Township Supervisors, Rick Vernon, Jason Scott, and Robert Schiffbar.
Brian Morozak and Jerry Dupay back here at the Mars Athletic Complex. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Mars Planets about to get this girls AAA first-round matchup underway. Again, the Planets, the number 2 seed, Laurel Highlands, the number 15 seed. The winner of tonight's game will take on either 7th-seeded Franklin Regional or 10th-seeded Mount Pleasant. Those two teams playing tonight over at Norwin High School. And the weather conditions not ideal, to say the least, and that would be, I think, a very pleasant statement. In fact, believe it or not, the rain was actually a little bit harder when we walked into the Mars Athletic Complex about an hour or so ago. Had monsoon-like conditions. Rain's let up a little bit, but still coming down pretty good, and the rain is expected to continue throughout the course of the match here today. The Mustangs huddling up on the far side. The Planets brought some tents along, of course, having the home field advantage. I'm sure they had them on site. And the Mustangs bench will be out in the elements here today. Mustangs break from the far side. They'll defend the goal to our left. Talking to Laurel Highlands head coach Dave Sahida, he said the initial thought here for this match is to move Erica Tarr, who's been playing on the Mustangs front line with some injuries due to players like Grace Chambers being out of the lineup and Bryn Lilly. Erica was up on the front line, but Erica now back in the midfield, just giving the Mustangs a little bit more depth through the center of the field. It'll be Abby Beatty and Sydney Chido on that front line for Laurel Highlands, as Abby Beatty will get things underway with a pass going all the way back to the back line of one of the senior co-captains for the Mustangs, Nina Nickman. Nina sending it wide on the near side through Chido and off of Aaron Rogers, the freshman defender for Mars, and out of play. But the Mustangs going quickly here, looking for Chido, but well defended there by Elise Tasik of Mars. And the Planets trying to set something up down the far side, looking there for Taylor Hamlet. And once again, Nickman a little send back there for Laurel Highlands. Touched by Maggie Williams through the midfield as the Planets reset from the far side. Over to Anna Kerpakis, the sophomore. A touch back to Aaron Rodgers, a freshman. A little pressure there from Kristen Marmol out of the pack with Ellie Caulfield, another freshman for the Mars Planets. Nickman sending it high. Chido looking to chase it down. Need ahead, though, by Elise Tasik of Mars. Was in the vicinity there of Allison Scaletta. Laurel Highlands a little poke forward. These two teams feeling each other out here in the opening 2 minutes. Nice complex here in Mars. And down the near wing, Caroline Robleski breaking forward, looking for the cross out in front. And the Mustangs a little poke back to Erica Tarr. Tarr able to dance her way around Allison Scaletta and break back up the field. Scaletta still adding a little pressure there on Erica. A little boot down the far boundary, knocked down by Gracie Dunaway. Mentioned 4 freshmen and 2 sophomores among the starting 11 for the Mars Planets here today. And this Planets team, 13-1, 10-0 on the conference. And what's so impressive, the fact they've only conceded 6 goals all season long. 4 came against Upper St. Clair, one of the top teams in 4A. And the other 2 came against Pine Richland in Mars' opening game of the season. That was also a non-conference game. So the Planets went through 10 conference games this season with 10 straight shutouts. In fact, they enter this match with 5 shutouts in a row, meaning they've gone over 400 minutes without conceding a goal. Pretty impressive on the defensive end, and they certainly have the ability to score some goals as well. Again, watch out for number 13, Maggie Williams, throughout the course of the match. Maggie right near the top of that 18-yard box right now, awaiting a potential cross there from the far side. But Laurel Highlands, they've came to play here, at least in the opening couple of minutes. Haven't allowed the Planets too many scoring opportunities on this rainy night. Planets to trigger it in from the far side. This is where a lot of their magic has happened throughout the course of the season. The Mustangs with a freshman over there as well on the far side, and Aaron Reed. And now Mars trying to set something up. A shot there just going high from Allison Scaletta. Scaletta, one of the senior forwards for the Planets. She'll also see a lot of action inside the Laurel Highlands 18-yard box throughout the course of this match. The Mustangs will put it down here for Nina Nickman to take the goal kick. Laurel Highlands not looking intimidated, though, so far tonight. Good to see. Nickman down to Abby Beatty. A little poke there from Kate Sutton, intercepted, and look out. Planets a little break here. Coming forward, Maggie Williams. Williams on the cross out in front. Again, well defended by Nickman and the Mustangs, but not clearing the zone. Mars staying on it here with a little bit of pressure there from Caroline Robleski, but Robleski goes down, has her pocket picked. The Mustangs trying to break back with Beatty and Aaron Reed on that far side. But again, the Planets pick up possession here through the midfield. And they'll go low and forward here to Ellie Caulfield. On the little lob down the far side, coming free here to Williams again. Williams loose in the box, crosses out in front, went off the post, and the Mustangs escape without conceding there. Mars oh so close, putting it off the far post on the cross set up there from Williams. Had Caulfield on the back door, but couldn't capitalize, and the Planets again breaking in, but the ball scooped up by the Mustang keeper, Anna Sepik. So Mars, a lot of early pressure, but so far the Mustangs looking strong defensively. This match scoreless through almost 5 minutes of soccer here at the Mars Athletic Complex. Another chip. They're looking there for Williams. Played out by Nina Nickman. Laurel Highlands now trying to break out. A little touch there from Kristen Marmol. Deflected back over here on the near wing to Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers playing it back to Elise Tasik as the rain continues. Touch from Petrozinski. Sent down the far side. Planets looking for another run. Defending there for Laurel Highlands, Hallie Jameson. Ball going out of play. It'll be a Mars throw-in. Taken here by Taylor Hamlet. Hamlet bounces it in. Side of the box. Planet's looking for a little action, and Nina Nickman there again. Right place, right time, a little poke outs. Erin Reed's also done a solid job. Reed's really picked up her game here throughout the second half of the season, and with some injuries, the freshman getting the start here for Dave Sahida's squad tonight. A little lob in the box. Williams right there, but Anna Sepik with the scoop up for Laurel Highlands. 33-51 left here in the first half. Still scoreless between the Mustangs and the Planets. The rain actually starting to pick up a little bit right now. Anna Karpakis down the far side. Looking for a little poke down to Taylor Hamlet, going through Hamlet and over that back line for a Mustang goal kick. I'd have to think the rain actually might play into Laurel Highlands' advantage a little bit tonight. Of course, Mars, at least on paper, and if you look at what they've done throughout the course of this season, very well-schooled team, and some of the precipitation out there tonight might slow the Planets down a little bit. Gracie Dunaway taking the throw in here. Looking for Hamlet down the far side, running into Erica Tarr. Tarr a little poke forward again as the Mustangs break out again with Abby Beatty. Back to Tarr, looking for room down the far wing, and a Mustang went down. I think that was Erica. Yes, it was. Free kick for Laurel Highlands. Foul going there on the Planets. Also, if you're Laurel Highlands, you want to try to shorten up this game as much as possible. And try to keep time of possession, too. If you have the ball, Mars can't score. And that's going to be the key. And somehow, some way, you can keep it close and then try to get a goal in your favor in the second half. And the Planets are tough defensively. Tar battling Maggie Williams. Mustangs looking for a quick throw-in. The ball wasn't whistled in yet for play. Rain really coming down right now. Almost 8 minutes into this match. Taylor Maggart just checked in on the Laurel Highlands side. Maggart now playing in that left outside mid position for the Mustangs. Mars trying to break back. Dunaway on the far side, crosses out in front, and a little fan there from Caroline Robleski. The rain also affects some of those passes as well into the box. Tough to be as concise and crisp on some of those feeds. Nina Nickman again puts it down for the Mustangs. Little boot here looking in Erica's direction. Goes up to Abby Beatty. The chip going through Sydney Chino. Played there by Aaron Rogers of Mars. On to Ellie Caulfield. On the back line to Karpakis again. Now Mars resetting. They're still trying to feel out Laurel Highlands a little bit here in the opening minutes. Near side, Maggie Williams played ahead on the near wing to Robleski. Caroline Robleski breaking forward. Over to Williams again. Look out. Williams from about 12 yards out. Low shot. Save there by Anna Sepik. Good start for Anna Sepik and the Mustangs tonight. For almost 10 minutes. This match still scoreless. Caulfield a little slow lob ahead. Scaletta was trying to track it down, but the Mustangs pick up possession. Pass going through Beatty. Chido trying to track it down and played back into the Mustang zone, going over the head of Taylor Hamlet and out. On the far side will be a Laurel Highlands throw-in. Will be taken here by Macy Valek. We did have to walk through the rain coming in, but Jerry and I staying dry for now in the press box here at the Mars Athletic Complex on the second floor. Not out in the elements like the players and coaches are here today. There's Maggie Williams again on the near side. Well defended by Kristen Marmol, and the ball will go just to the right of that corner flag. It will be a corner kick here for the Mars Planets, and this is a situation where they have been very dangerous throughout the course of the season. The Mustangs have to be careful not to allow Planets to get free unmarked inside the box. Williams to put it down. She'll take the corner kick here for the Lady Planets. And Williams into the box. Mustangs looking for a clear out and a little chip just going wide there from Anna Kirpakis. So the Mustangs dodge another bullet. 29-15 left here in the first half. Things still scoreless here between the Mustangs and the Planets. Mustangs get a new ball here. Balls might get waterlogged throughout the course of the evening as well. Played back forward on the far side for the Mustangs. See Erica Tarr moving a little bit more forward in the field right now for Laurel Highlands. Sid Chido back more in a center mid position as the Mustangs try to mix things up. Beatty, a little touchdown the far side, looking for Maggart, played back out by the Planets. Laurel Highlands, a little lob back. Ellie Caulfield resetting. Lob forward. Over to Williams. Williams all over the ball for the Mars Planets. She's been very involved here through almost 12 minutes. Near boundary, Aaron Rodgers. Back over to Ellie Caulfield. Caulfield, nice little play ahead. Just bounces back to Anna Sepik. Mars with the right mindset there. Laurel Highlands doing a good job to mark some of the Mars forwards so far in this match. Kate Sutton over to Maggart, deflected back to Sutton. A little touch back ahead on the far side. Maggart, now Sutton again. Those two play catch. Forward to Beatty, going through Beatty. Played back on by Ellie Caulfield, near side again to Williams. Holmes, a little pressure there from behind from Hallie Jamison, and the ball off of Hallie and out. Triggered back in by Aaron Rodgers. Over to Ellie Caulfield. Lise Tasic. Touch there from Petrozinski. Far side Dunaway. Down the far boundary and out of play for another Laurel Highlands goal kick. The Mustangs will take that all night. 27:01. Now left here in the first half. We've played almost 13 minutes of soccer. This match still scoreless. This Mars program, so much history. 2015 WPIAL champs, 2011 PIAA champs. Also won WPIAL championships in 2010, 2011, and 2012, generating a quick shot there from the far side. It was taken by Robleski and then deflected out. Yeah, throw in here for Mars. Bounced in here to Dunaway. Top of the box, Gracie Dunaway, low shot. Giving up the rebound there was Sepik. The Mustangs pulling it back out here. Ellie Caulfield coming back, another cross out in front and cleared out by Abby Miller. So the Planets again getting plenty of opportunities. Haven't put one past Anna Sepik yet. Maggie Williams again putting it down for the corner kick. Williams on the cross out in front. Ball loose. Mustangs need a clear out. Marmol is there. And finally Anna Sepik will just scoop it up. So the Planets putting plenty of pressure on the Mustangs, but the Mustangs not backing down. 25-34 left here in the first half. Still scoreless between Mars and Laurel Highlands here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Jamison a little lob ahead. And the Mustangs can keep this up. At some point, you'd have to think the Planets might start getting a little frustrated out there. Aaron Rodgers on the near side. And Mars by far on paper the heavy favorite. The number 2 seed 13-1. Laurel Highlands 8-7-1. 3 or 4 starters out of the lineup with injuries tonight. Foul will be called here as Caroline Robleski went down on the play, and the Planets will have a set piece here again for another precarious position. And it will be Maggie Williams to take it. About 25 yards out here on the near side. The Mustangs with a 3-player wall up. And a little lob. Knocked down. Low shot. Again blocked out in front by Sepik. And Laurel Highlands able to clear it out. Mustangs a lot of credit so far defensively. Another one hopping back there to Anna Sepik. Now, last set piece, I stand corrected, was actually taken by Caitlin Petrozinski. But you did see Williams with another scoring opportunity. Now the Mustangs trying to break forward. Erica Tarr on the far side. Tough to get past that back line of Mars. Dunaway a little touch ahead. Planets again trying to set it up. Here's Robleski playing it back on the far side. Ellie Caulfield. Caulfield back to her right. Over to Taylor Hamlet. Hamlet a line drive right at Anna Sepik. A lot of velocity on that shot from the sophomore Hamlet. That's Sepik right there. No problems. And the Mustangs trying to push it out here on the near side. Beatty and Ellie Caulfield get together. It'll be a free kick here for the Planets. Played almost 17 minutes of soccer. This match still scoreless. Caitlin Petrozinski now. Edge of the Mustang zone. A little line drive, hopping around back there. Look out. On the backside, Laurel Highlands looking for a clear out. Planets play it back. A little line drive getting in. Gracie Dunaway on the goal. Just a little skipper on the wet turf. And Dunaway scoring here at the 22:54 mark of the first half. We're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Back here at the Mars Athletic Complex, Gracie Dunaway giving Mars a 1-0 lead, and right off the start here again, a little race back from Robleski, lob back by the Mustangs. And now if you're Laurel Highlands, yes, you conceded one, but you still have to stay focused. Mustangs really played a solid opening 18 minutes here. Have to stay at it. Sid Chido battling Ellie Caulfield. Kate Sutton trying to spin it back around. Touch there again from Chido. On the near side, looking for Kristen Marble. Marble down the near wing, cleared back out by the Planets. Over to Maggie Williams in a little bit of open space, getting around. Hallie Jamison and racing forward. Here's Williams on it down the near side. Williams breaking forward. Williams looking to finish. She'll cross out in front and cleared out by Macy Valak on that back line for Laurel Highlands. Valak intercepting the cross and sending it out. It will be a corner kick, though, for the Planets, as Williams will put it down. Williams going low. Ball loose out in front. Little poke, pinballing around, still loose, and blocked out on the last attempt there from Ellie Caulfield. Mars by far getting the better of these scoring opportunities, but the Mustangs defense, aside from giving up that one skimper in there from Gracie Dunaway, have been very solid on this wet evening in Butler County. Williams another corner going low. Mustangs a little poke out. Trying to get it up there to Erica Tarr. Laurel Highlands looking for a little bit of offense. Now the Planets put it down. Circle on the far side there to Hamlet. Again, well defended by Laurel Highlands. Hamlet might be called here for the infraction. And the foul does go on Mars. As Hamlet initiated the contact, I think she sent down Taylor Maggart on that far side. Extremely rough weather conditions for these players to deal with here today. Can't be good for the match officials either. Ellie Caulfield. Another little poke. Bouncing around. Look out. Williams is there. Deflected back. Played back to Caulfield on the lob forward off the football crossbar. So the freshman Ellie Caulfield, a little precarious shot here from the near side. Just missing high. Well, Mustangs have to be proud of their efforts so far in this match. That only won a little over 20 minutes of soccer. They've stood toe for toe defensively here with the Planets. Mustangs going low here to Jamison. Stepping in, Robleski. And scooping again, Anna Sepik. Sepik again going back to center. Headed along by Kate Sutton. And going out of play on the far side off of Laurel Highlands. Their Qatar, a little pressure there for the Mustangs. Planets keep possession. Sent down there to Allison Scaletta. Poked down the far wing. Look out, the Planets on it. Low shot blocked down again by Sepik. Robleski came diving in. Ball still loose inside the box, and Laurel Highlands able to clear it out again. Gracie Dunaway picking it back up for Mars. Dunaway, the lone goal in this match so far tonight. Sending it ahead. Another opportunity saved there from Sepik. Ball loose, and then Emma able to make the cover. Sepik just getting blistered here in the match. I've seen quite a few of these Laurel Highlands soccer games over the years. This might be Anna's best performance of her career. What could end up being her final match as a senior, unless the Mustangs find a way to get a win here on the road. Planets continue to battle down the far wing. Foul here again on Laurel Highlands. 17-17 left here in the first half. The Mustangs only made one change so far in this match as well. That was Maggart for Reed. Minutes in. Another free kick here for Mars. About 29 yards out on the far side. Planets on the boot. Sepik trying to block it out. And finally sent out a play by Abby Miller. We'll take a quick timeout here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Gracie Dunaway to take the throw-in. Dunaway on the lob in. A little bicycle kick attempt there in the box. What's the call going to be here? They're going to rule a free kick inside the 18-yard box. That can't be the correct call. If you had a foul inside the 18-yard box, it's a penalty kick. Mustangs will take it, but that ball's positioned inside the 18-yard box, and if there was an infraction inside the 18-yard box on Laurel Highlands, it's a penalty kick. Laurel Highlands will take this opportunity defensively, but sent in. Planets get the goal here on the near post from the set piece. We think it's Ellie Caulfield. We'll wait for the confirmation. It's 2-0 Planets with 15:44 left here in the first half. We're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Mars goal scorer number 21, Ellie Caulfield.
Here we go, Mustangs, here we go. 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 Who are you rooting for?
Ellie Caulfield getting credit for the goal for the Mars Planets here at the 15:44 mark of the first half. Yeah, I'd like to get a little clarification. If there was a foul on Laurel Highlands, why was it not a penalty kick inside the box and not a set piece? Planets took advantage on the Mustangs trying to break back. Erica Tarr, a little one-hopper, going back to Claire Valentine. And the first time we've said Claire's name tonight, aside from the starting lineups. Hasn't seen much action back there. Mustangs trying to change that. Planets, though, pick it up again. Little lob forward there from Megan Zukowski. And on the shot, that one just goes wide. Zukowski had just entered the match and did a good job to send that up the field for Mars, almost setting up another scoring opportunity, but it'll go into the corner here for a kick for Maggie Williams. 14:54 left here in the first half. Williams to take it. Little line drive, bouncing around and going high. It was Zukowski that sent it high. Another good scoring opportunity in the box. We talked about players to look out for tonight for Mars. Mentioned her name a couple of times, Carolyn Robleski. And that has had a number of big goals throughout the course of the season for the Planets, including one against Franklin Regional a few weeks back. Mustangs bringing Erin Reed back into the match. And that left outside mid position. Down 2-0. There's Maggie Williams again. Chip there from Aaron Rogers. Down to Robleski. Robleski on the cross. Again, well defended by Laurel Highlands. Marma looking for the clear out, and she was fouled there by Megan Zukowski. And a free kick here for Laurel Highlands. And look at the rain coming down now. Just when you thought it couldn't get any harder. Nickman, another poke ahead. I think we all brought the rain gear tonight. Brian Maruzak up high with Jerry Dupay. Barry Rosner also with us tonight. Williams a little poke ahead. And getting tripped up in the box, regaining, firing, and getting it blocked there was Hamlet by Sepik. And then very close to a penalty. Now Williams on the cross. Couldn't get the deflection there from Robleski. Ball goes out of play for Laurel Highlands' goal kick. And Mars now to make a change from the far side. With 12:45 left in the first half, will be the freshman Robleski checking out. And re-entering, Allison Scaletta. And the only players that will be dry at any point tonight will be the subs that are underneath the tent on the Mars bench. But the way this wind's been blowing the rain here tonight, those players might even be wet as well this evening. Tough for anyone to stay dry this evening. As Aaron Rodgers will send it in here again for the Planets. A little poke out again from Hallie Jamison. Down to the final 12 minutes on the first half. Rodgers another throw-in. Headed there by Williams. And last touching it was Laurel Highlands. You can even hear the rain now pelting down on the press box here at the Mars Athletic Complex. Ball last touch there by Megan Zukowski will be a goal kick for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Of course, Mars, the home of our good friend, Mike Sackley, that did a number of broadcasts here on the South Union Township Sports Network over the years. Mike now living in St. George, Utah, in the aviation field. Still get an opportunity to catch up with Mike every now and then, and good to see he's out there. And the Rocky is enjoying life. Look out, Williams. Just sent it high. Williams coming free that time inside the box. And the rain has actually picked up even more. It's really coming down. And for the Mustang players out there, this rain's going to make for a very uncomfortable bus ride home. 10:33 left in the first half. Mustangs another lob in for the Planets, picking up possession. Now 25 out that time. Shot blocked down there by Seppigan on the cover. We got run into there by Megan Zukowski out in front. Now the rain is coming down sideways right now. Abby Beatty battling Ellie Caulfield. And 2 goal scorers, Gracie Dunaway and Ellie Caulfield so far in this match. Touch there from Caitlin Petrozinski on the back line. Sent down the far boundary. Mustangs last to touch it out. And much easier from our position to watch this rainy match than it is to be down there and playing it. We just hope when all is said and done, the rain lets up when it's time for us to leave. Aaron Rodgers, another touch back for Williams. A little contact there with Jamison, and sending it out was Kristen Marmol. Rodgers defeated in again. Down to Zukowski, back to Rodgers. Little lob top of the 18. Look out, another point-blank opportunity, and sending it off the bar was Taylor Hamlet. Be a goal kick here for Laurel Highlands. For Hamlet, sent it out of play. 8:40 now left here in the first half, 2-0. The Planets leading the Mustangs. Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay. Again, thank you for joining us, whether you're watching on Atlantic Broadband Channel 17, Armstrong Channel 61, or on our YouTube page. Touch along there from Scaletta. On the far side, played out by Macy Valek. Gracie Dunaway to take the throw-in. Into Kerpakis. Pressure there by Valek. And once again, Macy sends it out of play. Planets reload again. Miller sends it high. Hamlet picks it up. But Hamlet, the last to touch it. No, they're going to stay off of Laurel Highlands, and that will be a corner here for the Planets. And Maggie Williams will come over to take the corner kick. Williams set to go. High loft this time. Sepik making contact with it. Mustangs need a breakout now. Nickman coming over, deflected back into the box. And last touched out there by Abby Miller. So here we go again. Maggie Williams again from the far side. I think Laurel Highlands at least doing enough to frustrate Mars a little bit in this match. Williams another cross. Headed there from Sutton. Touch there by Tar, but not out. Another low ball coming in. Mustangs on another deflection, and now Tar trying to break out. Erica on a little poke ahead. Last player back defending Aaron Rodgers. Lob it wide. Mustangs looking to add a little pressure on this time. Sensing a possible odd man rush. Now the Mustangs to make another change here. As Maggart comes in again for Aaron Reed, excuse me. We'll take a quick timeout here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Back here at the Mars Athletic Complex, 2-0. The Planets leading the Mustangs if you're just joining us. Final 6.5 minutes of this first half. Sid Chido over to Taylor Maggart on the far side. Forward there for Erica Tar. Pressured on by Caitlin Petrozinski. Planets another little lob back. Williams comes over, tries to dance around Marmol, regains possession. Touch off to her left. Planets set it up. Over to Caulfield. Forward to Scaletta. Caulfield again. Chip top of the 18. Went off of Zukowski. Williams comes over. Ball goes wide and out, but off of Laurel Highlands. Taylor Hamlet to reload. Planets now make a change. Credit the fans that have hung in there tonight. Again, lobbed in. Dunaway is there. Mustangs a little poke. Not completely out, though. Aaron Rodgers puts it down. Lobs off to her right. Maggart a little chip back on the Mustang side. Played low again there by Petrozinski. Looking there for Dunaway. Petrozinski races on. Tries to cross in front of Valek. Went off of Abby Miller. And Laurel Highlands again able to clear it wide here on the near side. Put back down again by the freshman Rodgers. Lobs over to the top of the box. Dunaway is there. Stepping in was Kate Sutton. But a little chip going off the bar again. 3 or 4 at least for the Planets. They've gotten either off one of the posts or the crossbar here tonight. Mustangs just conceding 2. The Dunaway goal at the 22:54 mark of the first half, and Ellie Caulfield's goal at the 15:44 mark of the first half. Sid Chido there for Laurel Highlands. And go around Karpakis. In open space. We'll poke back to Caulfield. As Rodgers to her left. She'll go back instead on the reset here to Elise Tasic. Over to Petrozinski. Lob down the far boundary. No one home. Taylor Maggart there for Laurel Highlands. We'll poke back to Karpakis. Try to set it up here with Scaletta. Now Petrozinski again. Knocked down by Chido. But Caulfield finds it again, goes low. Williams is there. But went off of Williams' hand there in the box. We play on. Robleski finds it again. Robleski racing in. Stepping in is Nickman. Robleski went down. We play on. Reset back to Caulfield on the lob back in. Deflected there by Sutton. Mustangs look to play it forward to Erica Tar, and Erica's back on it. Tar. Double team down the far side, but racing ahead. One off the ball again by the Planets. As Petrozinski sends it down on the far side. Planets race back. Here's Taylor Hamlet. Hamlet playing it low. Maybe a little miscommunication there on the Mars side. Hamlet trying to step back in. I think she was the last to touch it going out. 2:45 now left here in the first half. Macy Valek to take the throw in. Into Kate Sutton. Mars in open space again, finding Ellie Caulfield. Caulfield some open space, firing off a deflection. Getting in the back of the net. Tough one there for Anna Sepik. Second goal of the match for Ellie Caulfield. And the Planets go up 3-0 here late in the first half. And we're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network. The late chance come down as Ellie Caulfield with the first half brace here for the Planets. Mars taking a 3-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. Final 2:21 now in the first half. Taylor Hamlet will check out of the match. Zabby Beatty play it back. Nickman a little lob forward again for Laurel Highlands. Sutton battling Allison Scaletta. Forward to Williams. Got to continue to mark, though, if you're on that back line for Laurel Highlands. Here's Caulfield again coming free. Caulfield top of the box. Laying it low. Resetting on the backside there. Slipping down. Still getting the shot away was Robleski. Deflected out in front. Coming wide here again to Rogers. Up to Caulfield. Caulfield on that near wing with Kristen Marmol on her. Caulfield staying with it. Double team comes over to help. With Hallie Jamison. Another shot out in front. Another save from point blank range. Still activity here at Sepik. Sepik going down. Foul here on Mars. Make a little contact there with the Mustang keeper. Give Sepik credit. Another couple of point blank saves there. One on Zukowski. I think the other one was on Robleski. Still 3-0 Mars, 1:04 left. Look out, another opportunity, low shot. Just deflected wide. That was taken by Allison Scaletta. And Anna Sepik, again stepping up with a nice save. Williams to take another corner kick. Williams with a line drive going low this time. Couple of deflections out in front and sent home. Sent home on the backside, 4-0 Mars. With 35 seconds left here in the first half. Take a quick timeout here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Mars goal, our third of the game, Ellie Caulfield.
That was Ellie Caulfield getting her third goal of the first half, so a first half hat trick for Ellie Caulfield. The Mustangs wearing down a little bit defensively here late in the first half. And Caulfield stepping up, finding the loose ball there on the back post. And the Planets now very comfortable 4-goal cushion. Final 20 seconds of this first half. Open space, Rogers. Playing over to Caulfield again. Look out, Caulfield looking for 4 here in the first half. We'll go low this time out in front. Save there from Sepik on Megan Zukowski. And Caulfield did a nice job to set up Zukowski, and that'll do it for the first half. First half hat trick for Ellie Caulfield. And the Mars Planets have a 4-0 lead over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. We're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Back here at the Mars Athletic Complex, halftime, the Mars Planets leading the Laurel Highlands Mustangs by a score of 4-0. The Mustangs getting a nice effort in goal, though, from Anna Sepik, who has made some huge saves for the Mustangs here in the first half, but Laurel Highlands still down 4-0. Gracie Dunaway got the scoring started for the Planets at the 22:54 mark of the first half. Mars went up 1-0, and then Ellie Caulfield getting her first of 3 at the 15:44 mark of the first half. Ellie also adding goals at the 2:21 mark of the first half and the 35-second mark of the first half for a first-half hat trick for the Mars Planets, as the Planets lead the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 4-0. Mars well on their way to advancing to the quarterfinal round to take on either Franklin Regional or Mount Pleasant. Those two teams meeting today in a first-round match that's being played at Norwin High School. If you're watching this game on Atlantic Broadband or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates, facebook.com/South Union TV. Reminder that this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the South Union Township Sports Network. Any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the WPIAL and the South Union Township Sports Network is strictly prohibited. Again, 4-0 your score at halftime. Mars over Laurel Highlands. We're back with second half match action right after this on the South Union Township Sports Network. We're back for second half match action. The Mars Planets leading the Laurel Highlands Mustangs by a score of 4-0. Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay, Ellie Caulfield, a first half hat trick for the Mars Planets. Gracie Dunaway also chipping in a goal as well for Mars. Match was actually scoreless for about 17 minutes. Dunaway's first goal came at the 22:54 mark of the first half. Planets now defend the goal to our left. Here in the second half, when we did get confirmation, Franklin Regional defeated Mount Pleasant. So if the Planets hold on, it'll be Mars and Franklin Regional in the quarterfinal round. And that's actually has turned out to be a rivalry game over the last couple of years. Those two teams in the same conference. And the Planets bested the Panthers twice this year by 4-0 scores. And Mars now, we mentioned coming into this match, 5 straight shutouts. Their shutout string at that point over 400 minutes, now over 440 minutes, blanking the Mustangs, and that would be a mini victory in itself for Laurel Highlands just to get one past Claire Valentine. Laurel Highlands only generated 1 shot on goal so far in this match. Like to change that as well. Robleski sending it over there to Taylor Hamlet. Played back on the near side again to Dunaway. On the back line now to Tasic. There's Ellie Caulfield. I mentioned she had the first half hat trick. Turned there by Kirpakis. Planet just playing a little ball control right now. Gracie Dunaway had the first goal of the match. Tasic again. Over to Maggie Williams. Mustangs have her double team. She fights it off. Allison Scaletta was also over there for the Planets. Rogers, a little lob back. Over to Williams from the far side. Look out, Williams racing into the box. Looking to cross. Nina Nickman deflecting it out. Another corner kick for Maggie. And the corner count certainly rising in this match as well on the Mars side. They've had quite a number of these corner kick opportunities so far. Williams, a little high boot this time. Dunaway was going for the header. Got deflected back out on the near side. Reset back down to Scaletta, who just sends it high. Good look there for Allison Scaletta. One of only 3 seniors for Mars in the starting lineup here today. I mentioned the win streak and the shutout streak for the Planets. Mars hasn't lost a conference game since the 2015 season. Again, 10-0 in the conference this year. And believe it or not, they actually went from 2008 through 2015. So another one goes right through. As Maggie Williams was there looking to send it home. And they actually went 86 games in the conference from 2008 to 2015 without losing a conference game. Broken by Franklin Regional. And again, it looks like those two teams will meet coming up in the quarterfinals later in the week. That should be a fun one to watch. Mustangs in the lob back down, but knocked down by Maggie Williams. Williams racing back into the box. Stepping in there was Abby Miller for Laurel Highlands. Breaking up the rush, but deflected back to Ellie Caulfield again. Mustangs a little poke out, now trying to break. Tar. Beatty looking to step in, but played back to Gracie Dunaway. Poke again from Hamlet. Stepping in for Laurel Highlands was Macy Valek. Petrozinski sending it back along. Erica Tara trying to break back. Erica into the Mars zone. Lobbing back on the near side through Sydney Chido and going back to Claire Valentine again. They might have switched keepers here, I think, for the second half. Yeah, I think they put Courtney Lisman in at goal for the second half. We'll make note of that. Up 4-0. The freshman Lisman getting an opportunity. And here's Williams coming free again inside the 18-yard box. Williams playing it back on the near side. And there's Taylor Hamlet. Back to Williams. Just sending it high. So Hamlet and Williams playing catch back and forth inside the box. Scoring opportunity going high. Almost 5 minutes into the second half. Still a 3-0 lead for the Mars Planets over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Ellie Caulfield a hat trick. Gracie Dunaway has also chipped in a goal here for Mars tonight. And Hamlet knocks it down. Played back to Dunaway. Lobs top of the box. There's Scaletta. I send it over to Williams. Jamison defending. Ruling his last touch by the Planets. Be a goal kick here for Laurel Highlands. Send it back over in Anna Sepic's direction. It'll be Macy Valek to take the goal kick. Macy a little line ahead, knocked down by Abby Beatty. The Planets regains possession. Scaletta firing. Save there again from Sepic. Williams racing. Valek defending. Ball comes back over on the near side. Cross back in from Hamlet. And last touch going out off of Laurel Highlands' Abby Miller. Another corner kick. It's time Williams to take it again. Rain may be letting up a scotch, but not much. Williams again on the corner. Little line drive. Deflected back. Headed there by Kerpakis. Played back over to Williams. On the back post. Last touch by the Planets going out. Their goal kick here for Sepic and the Mustangs. I think Nina Nickman might take it this time. Highlands has gone short on a lot of these goal kicks and trying to do the same there to Kristen Marmol with the ball going through Marmol and out. Ellie Caulfield to take the throw in. Back over to Williams. Jamison stepping in there. Beatty a touch. Off the back of Kristen Marmol. Over to Maggie Williams. Williams on the far side racing back. Crossed it behind. Scaletta. Regaining his Dunaway. Plan to try to set it back up. A little touch there from Taylor Maggart. Dunaway again here on the near side. Pokes it over to Hamlet. Hamlet races around Valak. Hamlet now looking for the cross. Might have went off of Abby Miller and out, or just lost off the foot of Hamlet. Rolled off of Hamlet and out. Never touched Miller going out. So another goal kick again here for Laurel Highlands. That's one where you wonder if the weather conditions kind of impacted the shot there from Hamlet. Kind of losing it there with a wet ball. A battle in open space. Kate Sutton pulling up a little bit there for the Mustangs. The last thing Laurel Highlands wants to see is another injury. Mentioned Maggie Cunningham. Lost a few weeks back. Bryn Lilly hasn't played the last few matches for the Mustangs. Of course, losing on the front line, Grace Chambers. Lexi Harrigus, another defender. Lost to injury. Probably name a few others as well. A tough season for both the Laurel Highlands girls and boys in the injury department. And credit both squads for still making the WPIAL playoffs. A little between the legs action there on the Mars side is now right in between Valak. I try to race back. Another opportunity and a goal. 5-0 Mars. The Planets had another one on here at the 30:49 mark of the first half to go up 5-0. And we're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Mars goals for number 9, Carolyn Robleski.
Good luck to the Mustangs from the South Union Township Supervisors, Rick Vernon, Jason Scott, and Robert Schiffbar.
Caroline Robleski getting the goal for Mars to put them up 5-0 here at the 30:49 mark of the second half. Mentioned Robleski, only a freshman. A missed pass there from Chida looking for Maggart. You mentioned these freshman starters, Robleski, Aaron Rogers, Gracie Dunaway, and Ellie Caulfield. And you look at the goal scorers tonight. All 5 goals for Mars have been scored by freshmen. Talk about the future being bright. Maggie Williams looking for another cross. A little action out in front. Another goal sent home.
38.
It was either Hamlet or possibly Williams on the goal. We'll check again. But the Planets now go up 6-0. We're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We're back here at the Mars Athletic Complex. The Planets now going up 6-0, getting 2 goals, 43 seconds apart here in the second half. And Taylor Hamlet getting her first of the match. And that breaks the string of all freshmen scoring for the Planets tonight. Hamlet's a sophomore. So they'll only have her for another 2 years after the playoffs conclude for 2017. They haven't had a junior or senior now that have scored for the Planets. And they lead 6-0. Little boot there from Petrozinski. Mustangs try to reset. I can see both of these teams emptying out their bench for the final 20 minutes or so of the second half. We still have a lot of time left, 29-14 left here in regulation time. At this point of the match, considering the weather conditions and the score at this point, both of these teams might be happy to call it a day. Taylor Hamlet racing back. You get around Erica Tarr, but Tarr some solid defending there. Freeing it up to Abby Beatty. And now Sydney Chido. Chido working off to her right. Stepping in, Atlanta Karpakis for Mars. Over to Caulfield. On the backside again to Tasic. Played ahead to Megan Zukowski. Now coming free in the box. I think the play would have been offsides as Hamlet was racing towards Anna Sepik. With Sepik picking up possession and Hamlet not touching, we play on. Williams again through the midfield. Little ball sent forward there to Caulfield. Caulfield pulling it back. Planets in no hurry. Petrozinski over to Tasic. Spun back again by Caulfield. Good ball control again out of Mars. Lob down again to Williams on that far wing. Williams side of the box. Crossing out in front. There is Zukowski. Can get the shot away. Erica Tarr breaks back for the Mustangs. Looking for Chido. Played back to Petrozinski. Hamlet and Petrozinski playing catch. Petrozinski stepping up past Chido. Lobs back forward. Top of the box again. Planets create. Nice little run here. And a nice block from Anna Sepik on the shot there from Allison Scaletta. Scaletta. Point blank opportunity there for Mars. Now a trio of subs for Mars as the Planets will get a corner kick here with 26:55 left in regulation time. Williams to put it down again. Another line drive. Deflected back and sent wide by Gracie Dunaway. The Mustangs with a goal kick. If the result remains the same, Laurel Highlands will finish their season at 8-1. Finish conference play at 6-6. Quite an accomplishment. Back-to-back seasons now for Dave Sahida's squad in the WPIAL playoffs after going 15 years without the Laurel Highlands girls soccer team in the playoffs. Quite an accomplishment just to get back again for the 2017 campaign. And of course, we'll have realignment again after this current school year. Hopefully the Mustangs can get another favorable section draw as well for the 2018 season. Finished in 4th place in Section 2 and 3A this year. Of course, Mars, the Section 1 3A champs. And believe it or not, they're not the number 1 seed. Moon seeded number 1. I think you're looking at this girls 3A soccer bracket. Many folks are predicting a Moon Mars championship game. Of course, the soccer championships all played over at Highmark Stadium. That's the rather new soccer complex built down in Pittsburgh, home of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the USL club, playing all their home matches there. And another goal for Mars. Nice little turn and shoot, putting the Planets now up 7-0 here at the 24:51 mark of the second half. And we're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Back here at the Mars Athletic Complex, Mars making their third keeper change of the night. It might be Grace Ingram, 22, now in goal. We'll get some confirmation on that.
Goal, number 25, Megan Zukowski.
Megan Zukowski got the goal, and the Planet's very close to getting another one off the far post. Again, Megan Zukowski has played very well off the bench for the Planets in this match, scoring at the 24:51 mark of the second half. So you have a hat trick for Caulfield. And other goals scored by Gracie Dunaway, Caroline Robleski, Taylor Hamlet, and Megan Zukowski. That's where we sit right now. It's 7-0. Mars over Laurel Highlands. Maggie Williams still in the match. Williams, a lot of size out there as well. Yet to score tonight. And for a cross there that's blocked down by Erica Tarr. Another corner kick for Williams and the Planets. They'll have 2 days off before their quarterfinal round match, coming up on Thursday against Franklin Regional. Williams, and bodied in out in front. Will they count it? No. No goal. Or a handball out in front, no goal. We stay at 7-0. Mustangs just put it down for a free kick here out in front. And chip back over on the near side. Played back to Gracie Dunaway. Low here to Taylor Hamlet. Hamlet racing back again. Crosses into the side of the goal. Mustangs making another change. Taylor Maggart will check out. Aaron Reed, a freshman, got the start here tonight. Back into the match. The way this score is looking, this will be our last Laurel Highlands High School soccer broadcast of the season. I'd like to thank all of the folks here at Laurel Highlands. Certainly helping me out. Dave Sahida, the head coach of the Laurel Highlands girls team. Of course, Jerry Rogers, senior and junior. Coaches for the Laurel Highlands boys team, also always very helpful whenever we need for both of the programs. Of course, David Sahida Jr., the Laurel Highlands girls assistant. They keep in the family here at Laurel Highlands. Mars looking for another break back there with Williams in traffic, fighting off a double team coming forward, Sepik coming out. I think the only reason Williams is still in the match, I think she wants to get a goal tonight. And if she gets a goal, she's done. Probably had a couple of assists with some of the ones she set up in this match. You kind of get the feeling once she gets one, if she gets one, she'll be done for the evening. Foul there on the Planet, so a free kick here for Laurel Highlands. Abby Beatty to put it down. Line drive down the far side. An open space. Ellie Howell picking it up there. Howell, another freshman. coming in here in the second half with the Planets leading 7-0 over the Mustangs on a wet night for this girls' first round AAA match here in Butler County. Another poke ahead. Here's Williams looking for her goal tonight, and she gets it right there. Maggie Williams. Watch for Maggie now to check out. And a goal coming at the 20:46 mark of the second half. Now 8-0 Mars. We're back in a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Maggie Williams getting the goal for Mars, and as I predicted, she goes to the 10th. That's the only reason she was still out there. Got her goal. She's done. Now we'll see subs galore on both sides. Erin Egnott into the match. Don't be surprised if Dave Sahida gives most of his seniors some time here late, being their final varsity match. Had Mars scoreless through 17-plus minutes tonight for Gracie Dunaway. Got the first of the match. The Planets slowly broke down the Mustangs. I think the two back-breaking goals, the two from Caulfield in the final 2.5 minutes of the first half. Caulfield scoring at the 2:21 mark, then the 35-second mark of the first half. You're down 2-0 at the break. You can think, well, we're still in there. Down 4-0. That's rough. Laurel Highlands boys the other afternoon at South Fayette were in a similar position. Gave up a couple of goals late in the first half, and they were down 4-0. And South Fayette at halftime as well. Touch back there from Zukowski. These matches for us certainly have been a lot of fun to cover this year, again, with both of the Laurel Highlands soccer teams in the WPIAL playoffs. And I think if you watched both of these teams throughout the course of the year, you have to ask, what if? What if these two teams were able to stay healthy? I think they'd both have a legitimate chance at making a run to pick up a playoff win or two. You consider most of these injuries even happened still during the first half of the conference season. Certainly put both of these teams behind the 8 ball a little bit. Of course, the Mustangs boys had a big win to start the conference season over Bell Vernon. And then the injuries started to pile up a little bit. Our Highlands boys weren't able to regain some of that form that they showed early on in the season, and kind of saw a similar thing happen with Laurel Highlands girls as well. Had a conference win over Albert Gallatin early. Big win at home over Greensburg Salem. They had to come from behind, pick up that win. And it's the Greensburg Salem team that entered that match really struggling. And again, the injuries starting to pile up, and Laurel Highlands hit a tough stretch of games here late in the season, losing their final 2 conference games after picking up another big win over Greensburg Salem on the road, 3-1. Lost a game we brought you here on the South Union Township Sports Network to Mount Pleasant, 4-1. That was after Laurel Highlands took a 1-0 lead in that match, and losing on the road at Bell Vernon, 7-1. So I think to some degree, the way the season ended kind of leave a sour taste in the Mustangs' mouth a little bit, but you consider the fact that how many players they were down. Tough to battle when you're not at full strength. And talked about talented freshmen. Mentioned her a couple of times, Erin Reed. Watched for her over the years for Laurel Highlands, wearing number 2. Playing with a brace on her right arm. Had some injury issues as well throughout the course of the season. It has some nice size for the Mustangs only as a freshman. I think she'll be one of the key pieces in the Mustangs 2018 squad. Another chance here for the Planets to set it up. A little cross out in front, cleared out by Nina Nickman. Back to Aaron Egnat. Aaron, though, needs some help. You have 4 Planets back. And finally gets Sid Chido now stepping up. And Chido running into a Mars defender there. Number 3, Ashley Edwards, a sophomore. Edwards went down. We play on. We're down to 16:04 left in regulation time. 8-0. Mars over Laurel Highlands. 4 goals in each half. As the Planets will have a conference rematch with Franklin Regional in the quarterfinal round. And there's Aaron Reed. Going low, but nobody home. Right over to Olivia Williams from ours over here on the near side. Ball deflected out. And Jerry, if you get a chance before the end of the evening, go over there with a little close-up on the Laurel Highlands bench. All of the Mustang players over there huddled up. They've had the rain gear on all night. Temperature's probably dropping a little bit. Getting cool, but they're hanging in there, supporting their squad. Of course, you look on the other side, the Planets a little bit more comfortable. Yes, it's still cool outside, and you might have a little side rain blowing in from time to time, but under those warm canopies, and there you see the Mustangs all huddled up, trying to stay warm. Tough on the road. Can give them credit. They played hard, especially in the first half. And a Sepik with some big saves. Get the Mustangs in this one early. You kind of see why Mars's defense has been so tough throughout the course of the season. Laurel Highlands only generated 1 true shot on goal in this match. We mentioned the final game for the Laurel Highlands seniors. There's 8 of them here today. Of course, Bryn Lilly not able to play. Bryn, lower body injury a couple weeks ago. Of course, senior co-captain Erica Tarr battled her fair share of injuries. Worn that brace on her left leg throughout much of the season, with it on again tonight. Nina Nickman, senior co-captain. Of course, talk about injuries. Grace Chambers, another senior, not able to play here today. Was a key piece of that front line for the Mustangs entering the season. Aaron Egnat seeing some action right now. Of course, senior co-captain Kate Sutton out there as well. And a Sepik in goal. Don't be surprised if we see Jai Call before the evening is done as well. She got the start on the Mustangs senior night a few weeks back. 13-18 left in regulation time. There's Egnat with it right now for the Mustangs. For a little poke forward, played back out by Aaron Rogers, who's still out there for Mars. The Planets have subbed most of their starters. Rebecca Ranelli, another new entry on the Mars side. And that one's sent ahead by Elise Tasic, and outs. Mars has used 3 different keepers tonight as well. Grace Ingram in there now. Claire Valentine played the first half. And Courtney Lisman, a freshman, also came on for the first 20 minutes of the second half. And even with some of the subs the Planets have made, their keepers really have not been tested at all in this match. Just shows what a unit they have from front to back. Not allowing many opportunities to even get back there to their keepers. On the back line, a little turnover there from Abby Miller. That shot sent wide by Bethany Harmon, Planets junior. Of course, Mars led by their athletic director, Scott Heinauer, who's also their football coach, longtime football coach here at the Planets. Girls soccer coach, Blair Gerlach. Assistant coaches, Krista Ganter and Jordan White. Abby Beatty going low, and that one going through Aaron Egnat. Played back to the keeper. Over to Olivia Williams. Near side of Ranelli. Touch there from Bethany Harmon. Circled back by Ellie Howe. 8-0 Mars over Laurel Highlands if you're just joining us. Of course, talking about all the people to thank. I have to thank our township supervisors for having me back for another season of Laurel Highlands soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Jason Scott, Bob Schiffbauer, and Rick Vernon, who's doing such a fine job with the township. Of course, Jerry Dupay behind the camera for over 3,000 games. What are we up to now, Jerry?
3,887.
3,887 for him, so he's approaching the 4,000 game mark. Quite impressive. We see it going over 4,000 next year. Of course, not only Laurel Highlands soccer, have the Little League games, Mustangs football every Friday nights. Wrapping things up against Albert Gallatin for their final football game of the year. Gary Frankhauser, Rick Frank, and Vince Capozzi brought you all those games this season. Of course, big news out of the Laurel Highlands football program. Their head coach, Zach Just, moving on, getting a principal job in another district, which Zach the best certainly has been nice to work with over the years. His final game will be against Albert Gallatin. Has done a nice job to maintain the quality of the Laurel Highlands football program. They've had a nice bounce-back season this year after only one win a season ago. Again, wish Zach the best in his future as well. Of course, basketball season just ahead as well. Macy Vallick will chip there into the box. Taylor Magger trying to send it on. The ball sent wide. I think that is still Courtney Lisman in goal. They went through a couple keepers. They might have brought Courtney back on there. They've been going through, switching keepers in and out on the Mars side. That was 27 Lisman now out there for Mars in goal. Of course, basketball season only about a month or so away. Mustang boys led once again by Rick Hogger. Should have a pretty good team led by Bryce Lasky, who committed a few weeks back to St. Francis of Pennsylvania. Congratulations to Bryce. Laurel Highlands girls, the Phillies with a new coach. Talk about keeping the family. Mookie John back. Mook had spent the last couple of years the head coach at Penn State Fayette. Was an assistant actually at Laurel Highlands for a few years. His dad Mark was coaching the Laurel Highlands Phillies. And Mookie's back. He'll be the head coach of the Laurel Highlands Phillies here for the 2017-2018 season. A little pressure on there on the near side from Taylor Maggart, but Planet's working back up the field. And also in the months ahead here on the network, some grade school basketball games, and the Indoor Soccer League starts up at the beginning of the 2018 year as well. Indoor soccer games, always a lot of fun. And one of the things they reintroduced last year, it certainly sped up the action, was playing the boards again down there at the rec center. Create a whole new dynamic down there by using the walls. I'll bring you that action as well here on the network. Of course, some of the Inside South Union Township shows. Planet's looking for number 9. Save made there by Anna Sepik. Also cover the South Union Township Supervisor meetings. First Wednesday of every month. And some of the Laurel Highlands School Board meetings as well. All here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Find us on Atlantic Broadband Channel 17, Armstrong Channel 61. Also check out our YouTube page as well. If you subscribe to the YouTube page, just click on the little button there when you get to South Union TV. You'll get alerted instantly every time we upload a game or TV broadcast. You can also follow us on Facebook by searching South Union TV. We post all of our game broadcasts up there as well. Maggart down the near side. Trying to keep it in play. Chip back there by Ashley Edwards. On the body of Rebecca Ranelli. 6:24 left in regulation time. And I don't want to speak too soon, guys, but the rain's letting up a little bit, which might benefit our little car or walk back to the bus. I'll cross my fingers. This might be the fastest equipment breakdown ever if it's not raining outside to beat the next wave of showers. I'll tell you what, we got wet coming in here. And hopefully we can stay dry for the bus ride home. I'd like to thank the Laurel Highlands Athletic Program allowing us to ride along for these couple of playoff matches. Had the charter bus lines for not only the girls' match tonight up at Mars, but the boys' game out at South Fayette, allowing us an extra level of comfort. Mars trying to break back again, and Nina Nickman stepping in there, slowing down the run from Rebecca Ranelli. And for some of us that bruised tailbones over the last week or two, the extra comfort, much appreciated. Of course, that would be me. 5:06 left here in the second half. That'll be Ellie Howell to take this corner kick. Going back here on the near side. Grace Ingram, a little chip back out in front. Missing on the deflection there was Kiera Kamani. Ball off of Laurel Highlands and out. Olivia Williams to reload. 4:33 left, but down here to Bethany Harmon. Quick whistle. Again, thanks to Scott Heinauer and the folks here at Mars for the accommodations up on the second level in the press box. I think Barry, Jerry, and myself are the only three up here. It's been quiet. We like that, though. Kind of in our own little world here, bringing you the match. Been fun. Mustangs kept it entertaining for sure in the first half. Nice on the other side, too, to see the skill set of the Mars Planets. You can see why they've had the success they've had over the years. We mentioned the 2015 WPIAL champs, 2014 WPIAL runners-up. Lost in the quarterfinal round of the playoffs last year. After a first-round win over Central Valley, lost to Ambridge 1-0 in the quarterfinal round. Won the state championship in 2011. Had 3 WPIL championships in a row in 2010, 2011, and 2012. Again, only conceded 6 goals all season long. 4 came in 1 game this year against Upper St. Clair. They've had shutouts in 12 of their 14 games, and the Mustangs don't get one here late. Will be 6 games in a row for the Planets with a shutout. That'll take the string over 480 minutes into the quarterfinal round against Franklin Regional. And in their 10 section games this year, they outscored their opponents 45-0. How about that? Up 8-0 here with 2:43 to play. And the Mustangs' season will end at 8-1. Finish conference play at 6-6. And the Planets will improve to 14-1 overall. Entering the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. Again, they'll take on Franklin Regional. So for the Laurel Highlands girls, back-to-back years in the playoffs. Of course, the girls losing last year in the preliminary round to Gateway by a 2-0 score. And at 8-8, this will be Laurel Highlands' first season at 500 or above since 2004 when they went 7-5-2, but missed out in the postseason. Unfortunately, guys, the rain's starting to pick back up with 1:57 to play. Couldn't get so lucky. And prior to last year, you have to go back to 2001, the last time the Mustangs were in the playoffs when they lost to Mount Lebanon. They actually had back-to-back playoff years there in 2000 and 2001. Lost to Gateway in 2000 before losing to Mount Lebanon in 2001. It's nice to be back playing postseason soccer. Unfortunately, the run in 2017, just 1 game, but looking forward to bigger and better things again for 2018. I've noticed, too, the girls this year really like playing for head coach Dave Sahida. Dave Sr. and David Jr. And it's nice when you can have coaches like the Sahidas the girls are motivated to play for. You can really say the same about Jerry Ronder Sr. and Jr. on the boys' side as well. We work with some great coaches here in Fayette County. Laurel Highlands as well. I mentioned Zach Just moving on, and Rick Hogger, always great to work with. And then you bring Mook again to the fray as well as across there going through the box. Great people top to bottom. Scott DeBerry with the baseball team. They can't ask for a better group of coaches here at Laurel Highlands. 23 seconds left. And this one will end here with the rain coming down again. And Mars advancing to the WPIAL quarterfinal round. Final 10 seconds. We'll send it to their back line again. Val extending it along, and that'll do it. 8-0, your final score. The Planets improved to 14-1. They'll play Franklin Regional in the quarterfinal round. Laurel Highlands season is over at 8-1 overall. 8-0 again, your final score. Hat trick tonight for Ellie Caulfield, the freshman for the Mars Planets. Tonight's game was brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Atlantic Broadband, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, I'm Brian Morozak with Jerry Dupay. This has been a South Union Township Sports Network presentation. 8-0, your final score. Mars over Laurel Highlands. So long, everybody.